Hi, I wanted to show you this little project I'm working on. This is a control bar from a Northwing Liberty, and the Liberty got damaged, and I decided that I'm going to use this control bar on a Will's Wing T2, and I've got these wheels. They're nice and squishy. They're like balloon tires, practically. They're bigger than the regular wheels that you see that are pneumatic, just a little bit wider and a little bit softer. And so let me show you what I did. Since there's a VG on the glider, I had to, that chair's rocking. I had to get this kit. It's a hub kit that lets the VG cord pass through. I guess you can see that it's eccentric as far as the hole is not in the center of it. It's offset so that it provides room for the VG cord to go through. Let's see, I can show you on this end. So that's where the VG cord will pass through there. The only difficulty I had here with making this fit was I had to take the bushings out of the wheel. Just knocked them out of there with a screwdriver and a hammer, and then I had to use like what they call it's like a flap sander. It's this it's like a sanding disc, except it's not really a disc. It's made with these little flaps. Anyway, I jammed it in there and ran it with a drill for a little bit at each end, and it cleaned out the plastic just a couple thousandths, enough to fit these in there very snugly. So it rolls. There's not much rolling resistance there. You can see that. And on the other end, that one I left the bushings in, and I just use these little rubber spacers, I guess they are. They fit over the bar really tight. So I put those on. These, where I'm at with this project, I have to put these knuckles back in. And what gave me the idea to use this on the T2 is that we compared the carbon fiber control bar lengthwise with this, and pin to pin it's really the same distance. The only thing that needs to be done that I can see is these knuckles need like a couple thousandths sanded down on them to fit in the piece that's connected to the down tubes. So after I put this all back together, I'm going to get the glider out, and I'm going to just try to put it together again and see if I can get it. If it's not, I'm just going to take a whisker off of here with a piece of sandpaper, and then I'm going to test it, see if it'll fit. And I'll just keep doing that, but I'm going to take some sort of a measurement first to know how much material I've removed. I really can't see that affecting the structural strength of this piece. And something else I wanted to show you that I have done is I made my own cable to go inside of this, just as an added safety benefit. I just used, this is just hardware store cable, and I used a cable crimper and some aluminum pieces here. I forget what they call these things, but anyhow, I have a tool that crimps these down. So I put one piece here, a crimp on that, and then I put an end section on and crimp that so that it can't possibly pull back through there. This is, I mean, nobody counts on their control bar breaking, but I've seen another, I had ordered a extra base tube one time from Northwing, and they actually put one of these in there. So I thought, well, that's not a bad idea. I guess I'll make my own and put it in here since I'm doing this work anyway. You know, I guess if you got really thrashed or something and your body hit that and it broke, at least if you had a cable in there, it would be your second line of defense and your wings wouldn't fold up. So that's why I'm doing it. So I'm going to feed the cable. I'm going to feed the cable in there. And then I'm going to put these knuckles back on. It's a bit of a trick to get the bolts lined up and get the cable length right. But it wasn't that hard to do, really. It just took a very short time, actually, to make that cable. So I just thought I'd show you that, and maybe it'll give you some ideas. The reason I'm putting these big wheels on this T2 is I've never flown a T2 before, and I just want to have that extra level of safety the first time flying this glider. It came from a friend, and I'm going to just get the thing to where I feel comfortable flying it. I'm going to go out and run around with it, see how it ground handles and stuff like that, and then I'm probably going to take it to Harris Hill where there's a nice long grass strip. And the first time flying it, I'm just going to take a nice sled run and see how the glider works and land it on the wheels, and I guess go from there until I figure out how, you know, how the rest of the handling of the glider is. So I was going to show you the comparison between another pneumatic wheel and these wheels. You can see that they're a bit wider. Not quite twice as wide, but close. And diameter wise, they're a little bit larger diameter with that extra extra amount of softness and larger tire, larger sidewall. So they should take up a little more impact on landing, especially in rough stuff. And if you ever happen to see a Piper Super Cub, a lot of times they have these big balloon tires on. I don't know what, maybe like almost like a bush plane or something. So this will be my T2 Super Cub. Be able to land this thing in anything rough if I had to on the wheels. And let's see. So I put the cable in. I need to tighten these bolts up, and essentially then I'm ready to use, or to put this on the glider and test it out. Oh, and might as well let you know this too. I got these wheels. This is the other part of the story. So I was going to use wheels like this, and then I was down at Jim Bogle's, I guess it was around November, and he had told me before he had these wheels. So I ended up buying these wheels off of Jim, and where Jim got them from was Wayne, who's a longtime hang glider pilot and also a general aviation pilot. So it's a long story, but full circle, these wheels are going to be put back in use, and I don't know if Wayne had used them, but they looked like they were practically new. So I just thought I'd share that these wheels are going to get used, and I'm pretty excited to try flying this glider. So that's that's what you do in the winter in Pennsylvania when it's too nasty to do anything else. Work on these little projects that'll get you flying in the spring. Like Paul Harvey said, and now you know the rest of the story.